Okay, good evening. We're back with Exodus chapter 36. So, however you pronounce that, Oelab and the other craftsmen whom the Lord has gifted with wisdom, skill, and intelligence with will construct and furnish the tabernacle just as the Lord has commanded. So Moses told Bezalel and Oelab to begin the work, along with all those who were specifically gifted by the Lord. Moses gave them the materials donated by the people for the completion of the sanctuary. Additional gifts were brought each morning, but finally the craftsmen left their work to meet with Moses. "We have more than enough materials on hand now to complete the job the Lord has given us to do," they explained. So Moses gave the command, and this message was sent throughout the camp: "Bring no more materials. You have already given more than enough." So the people stopped bringing their offerings. Their contributions were more than enough to complete the whole project. Building the tabernacle. The skilled weavers first made 10 sheets from fine linen. One of the craftsmen then embroidered blue, purple, scarlet cherubim into them. Each sheet was exactly the same size, 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. 5 of these sheets were joined together to make one set, and a second set was made of the other 5. 50 blue loops were placed along the edge of the last sheet in each set. The 50 loops along the edge of the first set of sheets matched the loops along the edge of the second sheet. Then 50 gold clasps were made to connect the loops on the edge of each set. Thus the tabernacle was joined together in one piece. Above the tabernacle, a roof covering was made from 11 sheets of cloth made from goat hair. Each sheet was exactly the same size, 45 feet long and 6 feet wide. The craftsmen joined 5 of these sheets together to make one set, and the 6 remaining sheets were joined to make a second set. Then they made 50 loops along the edge of the last sheet in each set. They also made 50 small bronze clasps to couple the loops so the 2 sets of sheets were firmly attached to each other. In this way, the roof covering was joined together in one piece. Then they made 2 more layers for the roof covering. The first was made of tanned ram skins, and the second was made of fine goat skin leather. For the framework of the tabernacle, they made frames of acacia wood standing on end. Each frame was 15 feet high and 2 1/4 feet wide. There were 2 pegs on each frame so they could be joined to the next frame. All the frames were made this way. They made 20 frames to support the south side, along with 40 silver bases, 2 for each frame. They also made 20 frames for the north side of the tabernacle, along with 40 silver bases, 2 for each frame. The west side of the tabernacle, which was its rear, was made from 6 frames, plus an extra frame at each corner. These corner frames were connected at the bottom and firmly attached at the top with a single ring, forming a single unit from top to bottom. They made 2 of these, each for each rear corner. So for the west side, they made a total of 8 frames, along with 16 silver bases, 2 for each frame. Then they made 5 crossbars from acacia wood to tie the frames on the south side together. They made another 5 for the north side and 5 for the west side. The middle crossbar of the 5 was halfway up the frames along each side, running from one end to the other. The frames of the crossbars were all overlaid with gold. The rings used to hold the crossbars were made of pure gold. The inner curtain was made of fine linen cloth, and the cherubim were carefully embroidered into it with blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. This curtain was then attached to 4 gold hooks set into 4 posts of acacia wood. The posts were overlaid with gold and set into 4 silver bases. Then they made another curtain for the entrance to the sacred tent. It was made of fine linen cloth and embroidered with blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. This curtain was connected by 5 hooks to 5 posts. The posts, with their decorated tops and brands, were overlaid with gold. The 5 bases were molded from bronze. Exodus chapter 37. Building the ark. Next, Bezalel made the ark out of acacia wood. It was 3 3/4 feet long, 2¼ foot wide and 2¼ foot high. It was overlaid with pure gold inside and out, and it was a molding of gold all the way around. 4 gold rings were fastened to its 4 feet, 2 rings to its 4 feet, 2 rings at each side. Then he made poles from a seal wood and overlaid them with gold. He put the poles into the rings at the sides of the ark to carry it. Then from pure gold he made the ark's cover, the place of atonement. It was 3¾ foot long and 2¼ foot wide. He made 2 figures of cherubim out of hammered gold and placed them at the 2 ends of the atonement cover. They were made so they were actually a part of the atonement cover. It was all one piece. The cherubim faced each other as they looked down at the atonement cover, and their wings were stretched out above the atonement cover to protect it. Building the table. Then he made a table out of the seal wood, 3 feet long, 1½ feet wide, 2¼ feet high. It was overlaid with pure gold, with a gold molding all around the edge. A rim about 3 inches wide was attached along the edges of the table, and a gold molding ran around the rim. Then he cast 4 rings of gold and attached them to the 4 table legs next to the rim. They were made to hold the carrying poles in place. He made the carrying poles of a seal wood and overlaid them with gold. Next, using pure gold, he made the plates and dishes, bowls, and pitchers to be placed on the table. These utensils were to be used in pouring out drink offerings. Building the lampstand. Then he made the lampstand again using pure hammered gold. A space-centered stem, lamp cups, blossoms, buds were all of one piece. The lampstand had 6 branches, 3 going out from each side of the center stem. Each of the 6 branches held a cup shaped like an almond blossom, complete with buds and petals. The center stem of the lampstand was also decorated with 4 almond blossoms. 1 blossom was set beneath each pair of branches, where they extended from the center stem. The decorations and branches were all one piece with the stem. They were hammered with pure gold. He also made the 7 lamps, the lamp snuffers, the trays, all of pure gold. The entire lampstand, along with its accessories, were made from 75 pounds of pure gold. Building the incense altar. The incense altar was made of a seal wood. It was 18 inches square and 3 feet high, with its corner horns made from the same piece of wood as the altar itself. He overlaid the top, sides, and horns of the altar with pure gold and ran a gold molding around the edge. 2 gold rings were placed on opposite sides beneath the molding to hold the carrying poles. The carrying poles were made of a seal wood and were overlaid with gold. Then he made the sacred oil for anointing the priests and the fragrant incense, using the techniques of the most skilled incense maker. Okay, with that, I'll be back later with chapter 38.